All right, we're back.
And we're back.
All right. I need to, before we do anything, I have to watch this one more time. I know I've already seen it like 30 times, but this one is important.
And I would like to use the rest of my time to say how appalled I am that people are bringing up the Holocaust. Do not use other genocides to describe this one. I have been. Oh, Tim.
Amazing.
Up, up.
Like rarely I feel like you get like a perfect moment of media, like just where like I know like I've been over I know she probably has been pushed into this position by like adults or something like that, right? They're like, hey, listen, we need you to, we need to put you in front of people and show them how sad you are. This is happening to Israel. God, when she goes off script right there and she just.
I mean, and this is the thing, right? Because like you're 100% right. It honestly seems a little bit like indoctrination, but let's not go too far down that road, right?
Yeah.
But sometimes there are lessons in life, and some people learn them harder. Okay, she's learning a lesson every Zionist should learn.
Yeah.
Like,
because that's the thing, like in talking, especially with my friends that have, been indoctrinated all their lives, they've been pushed to the idea that like birthright's just a very good thing. You get to understand, connect with the land and understand like what's going on over there. And if you probe like a more than surface deep, then obviously you find out about the oppression that Palestinians face and, how they treat people, like how the West Bank is brutalized, like you get to find those things out firsthand. But like for a lot of like American Jews, like they just all they hear is these things of like how, and they're young, they don't know what's happening besides like, oh well, we must be on the right side of this.
it is a very interesting thing, and of even kind of like getting into that whole process.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, it is. It is something. Although I did think you were gonna play the one where like the like I don't know like the
Oh yeah,
like
playing
everything.
Curb Your Enthusiasm at the end. I've seen that as well. It's a good edit. I think ended
Which
up
isn't,
like
which like is anyone from Curb Your Enthusiasm like in Tel Aviv right now with a goddamn fucking bulletproof vest and
right.
because
God, man.
I know Seinfeld was over there, so
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if Larry David's what he's up to. I don't really hear much on like his politics, so.
yeah. Well, I mean, the Super Bowl is gonna need some commercials here, so I'm sure he's
Oh
gonna be
man.
busy with the next scam.
I'm thinking about that before we get into like stuff. Like I've been thinking about the Super Bowl, and
A
it's
lot of
so
people
crazy.
have,
Yeah, well, I've been thinking about the Super Bowl and how crazy it was just a few years ago with the crypto shilling, and I believe there's NFTs as well, right? At
um
least talking about them.
I know that was like kind of like the budding of the NFT, but I think at
Yeah.
first because there was the Matt Damon,
Yeah, the biggest thing was like the
Tom Brady,
crypto.com, like Matt Damon
yeah.
ad, etc. Yeah. And the Larry David ad, of course,
Yeah.
where he's like,
Which is a
listen.
good ad.
Yeah, it is. It's a great ad. And looking at it in retrospect, you can also just kind of look at Larry David as just being like, hey, I was right the whole time, baby. I didn't need to get in on this next thing.
Yeah. But
yeah, I'm very interested. I'd have to imagine that like, AI is gonna take a forefront in some of these ads. Probably be some discussion of that.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with that now that you put it out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although part of me does think that especially since and now we're just completely off a track, but
We'll get
since
back there.
yeah, since the Democratic Party has indoctrinated and influenced Roger Goodell and the
Yeah,
NFL in order
yeah.
to get
Nobody's
the,
talked about this, but
the
yeah,
tight end,
yeah,
dating
yeah.
Taylor
The
Swift.
infiltration point's so perfect. Like, they
Yeah,
didn't go for a quarterback, they didn't go for, like, a head coach. They
yeah,
went for a tight end
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
is nominally, above average, player.
Yeah,
Just
no, it's
like
and then so they get into the Super Bowl.
yeah. They
It's
haven't
all
been
staged.
there. This is the first time the Chiefs have been to the Super Bowl, I think. So
Yeah,
that's
no,
yeah,
it's like, and like actually, it's like the Chiefs, they
yeah,
haven't won a game
yeah,
in,
in
the
years.
past. It's been years actually.
Yeah.
Every other season they were like 0-16,
So
and this is actually
now
the
I
first
get
season they've been
this
at good at all.
yeah, so the
Yeah.
psyop of Taylor Swift bringing them to the Super
Mhm.
Bowl.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
And then she's gonna say, "Vote for Joe Biden" at the halftime show.
that's right. Well, I don't know if she'll make it by the halftime show. She's got a show in Tokyo that night. She'll be
Uh,
speeding back to get to, like,
yeah,
4th quarter, I think, you
yeah.
know?
Ooh,
Maybe
it's
she'll
a
show up live as a
commercial.
hologram.
It's a commercial for Elon Musk's Hyperloop taking her
Okay.
from Japan
Oh,
to the Super Bowl,
okay, alright.
all in the moment of a commercial.
Got it,
And then when
got
she
it.
gets there, vote for Joe Biden.
Huge. I know that's the craziest thing to me, again, we got real things to talk about at some point, but it is wild to me the Biden campaign is actively courting an endorsement from Taylor Swift, like, to the point where they were gonna send him to the Eras Tour and have him sitting down in the crowd. That's crazy, man. Like,
There's
I know you need the juice a little bit, but
yeah,
really?
and there's
He
something there's something that I saw. Uh, there was an interview on
Yeah,
Fox with,
yeah,
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
yeah,
And I think he just got his rights for, like, The Rock,
yeah.
from, WWE.
Oh, okay,
Um
okay, okay.
But he's also, I think he's gonna be coming back in some ways, right? So it's like whether he got his rights to his name or he just started working for the company again, whatever.
Yeah,
Uh, but they ended up asking him about getting contact in like the polling, saying that he'd be wildly popular as a presidential candidate, right?
yes.
And he had revealed that actually both parties, both Republicans and Democrats,
Yeah,
the only 2 options for ruling party
yeah.
within a country with 800 military bases across the world, the only country to ever use nuclear arms in anger. Both parties asked The Rock
Yeah,
to run for president for them. And
so good. What a cool, like, very serious nation we
oh,
are,
yeah,
you
no,
know?
it's
Strip away all the eugenicist elements of idiocracy, and man, Mike
like
Judge at least understood, like, the bread and circuses of it all for presidency.
mhm.
It's
Well, that's
very
where we're at. That's where we're at. That's where we're at.
what a silly thing, man. Again, like, give the people what they want. Taylor Swift, ma'am, run for president in 2028. All right. I know she doesn't want to lose the power that she has, but
I mean, literally, if The Rock and Matthew McConaughey ran for president,
yeah,
they would clean house.
it'd be crazy. Yeah.
Uh,
And that's the thing
I'd
that
vote for 'em.
confused me most of all about 2016, was one of the liberal refrains was, well, but he's a TV guy, he's a media guy or whatever. And it's like, yeah, you guys love that slop. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you're not
Liberals
getting
liberals alike, like, talked about how good, like, Ronald Reagan is. Like, yeah, you guys love that. I don't understand what the problem is.
well, I mean, they reached out to The Rock too,
Yeah,
like, it's
exactly, yeah, like, you
it's
all
it's
you all
not
are into that. Like, I don't understand why we're fighting to the contrary,
it's
like,
just a monumental misunderstanding of, like, the American electorate,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
just completely fail.
Right, yeah, no, people would be beside themselves to vote for like, look at nothing else than, like, the Stanley Cup, like, type of stuff over the past couple weeks. People wanna be part of a crowd, man, like, and if they get the chance, if Nicki Minaj tomorrow was like, "I'll be running for the Democratic ticket," people would be like, "I'm a Barb. I'm in.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm ready to vote."
Yeah. Although some of these Biden stands would get,
Yeah.
real racist.
Yeah.
But
Oh yeah.
also
Yeah. Yeah.
Nikki, let's we got to talk about the news. Like we're down a
Yeah.
hole we
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
want to
No.
get
No. When
into at all.
I've been instructed that I'm not allowed to talk on that, so we can't
Yeah,
go any
exactly.
further. But
However, just just seek help.
yeah. Yeah. Let's talk about. Listen. Let's the oldest thing in our hopper. Let's talk about Biden with regards to the border leading up before I walked into the movies last week. I was assured by social media that Biden was going to be the second coming himself of Sherman. Like he's gonna march down to Texas and start lighting fires throughout the state, just paving his way through this
Yeah,
traitorous southern stronghold. And then Friday happened. And he
yeah.
said, "No, actually, I think you guys are right. In fact,
I-
I'd like to be just as cruel as you guys are, if we're being
it's
honest,
right because that's the thing is the problem with Trump
Yeah.
was that he didn't follow the rules. Okay,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
just
yeah.
need to allow me. All right,
Right.
legally
Yeah,
give me
you
the
guys need
authority.
to give me legal authority, and then I'm
I'll
cool with
close
it.
it. I'll close that fucking border.
It's so wild, man. He's like, "Listen, close it whenever necessary." Don't you guys get worried all the time about whether or not Republicans would do bad things? Yeah, no, don't worry about that. They'll never come in power again. Come on, that'd be
Oh.
crazy. What? No, just give me the authority to quite literally close our borders. Isn't that
Yeah,
great?
yeah. No,
What
I
people
think
want, right?
ordering a set of chainsaws for the leopard that can just get right on their paw, it's a good idea. It's a good idea.
It's
But no,
wild,
it's
man. Like
I
nothing.
think and this is where something we talked about last week
Yeah.
with where it's like, what's Nikki Haley's goal, right?
Yeah.
And it seems like Nikki Haley's play is for like 2028 and like trying
Yes.
to get some semblance back of like a Republican Party. And it seems like the Biden administration is looking for like some type of like, can we get back to 1991?
Man. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
I
like
mean,
it.
when we talk, I think I've used the word triangulation this week a lot, because yeah, I think Biden is absolutely trying to emulate this, post Reagan, post Bush, like Clinton era style of politic, where he's absolutely trying to third way it all. Like look no further than a lot of the social media posts that just have this nebulous enemy where he's like, listen, we're Roe versus Wade needs to be protected. And I'm like, brother, you're on year 4 right now. You're the one. You're the guy. Trans rights are human rights. Yeah,
Yeah.
again, man. Yeah, sure. But
Can you
also,
do something?
what's the plan?
Yeah. Close the border.
Yeah.
That's the plan. And which the only people
Mhm.
who are shittier at politics, right? And I even hesitate because it's who pays for it most, right? We'll
Yeah.
see. Are the damn Republicans. Like these idiots, it's like they are so bloodthirsty racist,
Yeah.
but they don't want to let Joe Biden do it, right?
That's it. I mean, that's exactly it. It's unpalatable because those are the sissies, all right? Like,
Yeah, it's like they
I
don't
need
trust Joe Biden to be brutal enough, and
Yeah.
so they don't wanna give him all of the racist tools. They're like, "No,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
no, we can't give it to him.
Yeah.
He's not
This
gonna do
guy?
good
No, no,
enough
no. We
job."
need a real master of the craft
Yeah,
in the death machine chair, okay? Not that
exactly.
guy.
What does he know about running the bone cruncher?
I'm just saying, look at a picture of this guy. Can you even imagine blood running down his face? No, of course
No,
not. He looks like a
not at all.
wimp.
Yeah, he doesn't you need
John
a bib.
Cornyn, that's a guy that looks like, he'd be covered in viscera, all right?
Yeah,
Smiling about
it's
it the
just
whole way through.
it is kind of, and that's where another layer of how absurd this
Mhm.
country is.
Yeah.
It's really absurd, right? Where you have Joe Biden, which for some reason has just been, it's like they consider him some Marxist, like, and it's like, and this is where it's like Democrats never learned their lesson, right? But it's
Yeah.
like you're talking about
Old
Joe fucking
Maoist
Biden,
Joe.
dog. Joe
Yeah.
Biden, right? Um, because it's like Claire, like Joe Biden has been such a friend to the Republican Party,
Yeah, I
such a
mean, he's
friend
in
to the
lockstep with them
conservatives.
in so many, like, places
Yeah,
throughout the
his
decades.
entire career,
Yeah.
and they treat him like this. And still, he's willing to bend. He's just, yeah, I'll close the fucking border
Yeah. Like, just finding.
legally. And then they're literally like, who is it? Senator Langford. He's getting his ass chewed. What the Oklahoma GOP
Yeah.
censured Langford
Yeah.
for doing for working the border bill
Mhm.
that is horribly fascist.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't,
no,
it's
it's
crazy.
wild that he like I forget where's the let me see if I can find. He was I believe he was speaking to the press. Yeah, give me a second. Let me grab this for you.
Yeah, because
This is wild. Okay, here you go. And we'll
this is the
grab
Fox
Mr.
News.
Bido right here. Check this
Oh,
out.
Working on all I can do. Give me the power. The very day I got enough. Give me the border patrol. Give me the people. Give me the people, the judges. Give me the people who can stop this and make it work for us.
Give me the weapons. Give me every piece of the
yeah.
machine that I can, run these people through, all right?
I wanted to close the border all along. Just give me the authority to do it.
God.
Listen, this is a
I'm
country
right
of
there
laws.
with you, man. Nobody
Yeah,
wants that border closed more than I do, all
could you
right? Voters
imagine
in
this?
New Hampshire, I hear you, okay?
I can already see them, like, they're arguing on the debate stage, not well for the policy, just Trump's
Yeah.
like, "You coulda done it," and he's like, "No, the Congress should have needed to let me do it."
Yeah.
And, like, that's the only fucking difference.
Yeah, yeah, I mean, yeah, sure. Joe Biden's like looking at Trump. He's like, build that wall. How about we get Congress to approve it first? All right.
Yeah. Listen, I did all that I could,
Yeah.
and I did an executive action to start the committee to work with the appropriators to build the wall. We talked about putting
We've got a real
chainsaw,
wall that's actually
running
gonna
against
protect
the top,
Americans.
right? The all types of AI weaponry. We wanted to we just needed the appropriators to get in the room and reach
Trump was
across the aisle.
embarrassed to work with Palantir. I'm not.
Yeah.
He said he didn't like the fact that it sounded like something from Lord of the Rings, but for me,
I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
People say I look like Saruman all the time.
It is wild, but, yeah, and Biden goes out there, literally does his best Trump impression for the border, and then the
Yeah.
Republicans hate him for it,
And
and
yeah,
they hate
that's the
each
thing.
other
Like
for it.
they just yeah, they despise him. They don't want him to do any like they want him to be, the sin eater for liberalism. They want nothing from him in the way of actual like even if he said I will give you 100% like Republican agenda on like this thing, which he's saying right now for immigration. They're like, "No, no, no." Again, like we were saying, you're not the right guy.
Yeah, yeah,
No, no, no.
yeah,
We're not allowed to agree with you on this, okay?
and very excited for so, like, yeah, they put it out to, like, March 4th, I think,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so as far as, like, the next budget and everything like that, but, at this point too, where it's like, I I think, like, there would be some silver lining if I didn't believe that they're just able to ship off weapons
Mhm.
for, Israel to continue the genocide anyway, right?
Yeah.
Like,
No, we're gonna keep
if I
that up, yeah.
yeah, if I thought that there was, like, oh, hey, this government doesn't function, so they're not actually able to get them weapons. That would be something. But
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like it's just like a Tuesday, like for this
Yeah.
damn country, like it's so absurd, and like who knows, Mayorkas is maybe getting impeached,
Yeah. Like,
see it.
listen, all sorts of things could still happen. Man, we
Yeah,
got a lot of road left in this year. It's gonna be
yeah.
fun.
I mean, I'm hoping for at least 2 or 3 more Hunter visits.
Yes,
That's really,
absolutely. I need Marjorie Taylor Greene calling after him at least 1 or 2 more times.
yeah. Oh man, and Nancy Mace, for trying to,
Yeah.
yeah, like just give me more of that. Honestly, if we're gonna be a dipshit country, like just turn it to 10.
God. Yeah, I can't wait for Nancy Mace to run in, like, 2028, you know?
I honestly, I think in like where like she's gonna be like, well, whatever Tim Scott does,
Yeah, yeah,
she might be
yeah. It's gonna
Tim
be
Scott moves
interesting.
on
I
to
think Ron DeSantis said he wants to run in 2028 again, which, okay, buddy. Whatever you say.
good luck, nerd.
Sure. Yeah. Like, it
But
is it is 4 years away, brother. Like, good luck.
yeah. Oh, and the thing is too, it's like you lose if you lose so badly in one, presidential run, like you like, it, there's no chance. You know what I'm saying? It's just,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're done. But we'll either like stay in like I guess with the Middle East stuff, but
Yeah.
the 3 KIA in Jordan.
Yeah. Yeah. It's fine. Listen, hey, another thing again about Biden and just our political leaders in general. I think the craziest thing, the most important piece of political art I've ever seen is on Twitter, and you've seen this picture. It's like Holden Blood Feast, a Republican senator, 110 years old. All I wanna do is, like, nuke Iran before I die, type of thing. It's like, they're all clamoring for that, man, like, not 6 hours afterwards, you see John Cornyn, Lindsey Graham, all these,
Yeah,
"Oh, yeah, we should nuke Tehran immediately," you know? "We have to teach
yeah.
them a lesson."
I think
Like,
John Bolton is like literally like trying to fight his way into the Situation Room right now. Like, please,
guys,
I've
you gotta
wanted
let me
this so
one more
fucking
ride, come
bad.
on. Biden as well. Like
Yeah.
Biden,
Oh
releases a
yeah.
statement within 24 hours, like this won't go unanswered. I'm like, brother, what are you gonna do? And
Which
again,
the
like,
thing is, like,
oh,
makes me insane is the fact that like the Pentagon spokesperson,
mm-hmm.
Kirby, at the White House press briefing, like at any point in time, they're like, "What is the evidence that
Yes, I was watching that this
Iran,
morning. Yeah,
is a part of this?" And they're like, "Well,
they fund the people.
they
You know, think
they
about
are,
that.
yeah, they're obviously connected, and
Yeah,
they give them weapons,
yeah,
so ipso facto, hmm, and it's just
right.
like, please don't get us all killed over some guess bullshit, please. Can you not do that?
Yeah, you're just literally doing guesswork right now
Yeah,
of a who done it.
yeah. Like what? Operation Yellow Cake all over again? Like, can we not do
Yeah.
this? Can we not do this? Please.
Again, I just like, do you want like a protracted military conflict with Iran? I had such a small, the faintest glimmer of hope, like post Trump, because it's like, okay, maybe we're gonna go back and at least go back to baseline with Iran, and not
Yeah.
be like
There were
overly dramatic.
yes. Which and that's where it's like it almost like as I think about it now, there are foreign policy aspects
Hmm.
that like Biden just was vehemently opposed to
Yeah.
what the Obama administration was doing.
Yep.
Cuba,
Absolutely.
Iran,
Yep.
and Israel.
Yep.
And like
Could not
just
stand any of those ideas. Yeah.
and like that's the thing too is like with Israel, like I guess for too is like Obama just wasn't as like give Netanyahu like everything, right? There was no real pressure or anything like that.
Yeah.
Um, but like looking at what Biden's doing now, looking at God damn it, just like what they're willing to do, you
Yeah.
know, it is, and the thing is where a lot of these military installations that are decorated all over, and there's a lot of times too, it's like countries that not really invited us in, you know what I'm saying? Or at
Yeah.
least like keep the invitation open. Um, Iran knows the like location of a lot of these things because like we used to work with Iranian military. We used to work with these Iranian backed militias to
Yeah.
go over
Very
ISIS.
aware of where we're at.
Right,
Yeah.
like, it's like it's just it's exactly, so it's like, we like, honestly, Brandon, like, cause like, "What are you doing? What are you doing?"
Yeah.
You know? What's the plan here?
Right.
You know?
Do you think like it, again, it just like ties into this 4 months long discourse now with the idea that, Iran is like somehow like funneling, weapons and money um to Hamas to such an extent that they want to frustrate the playing field for the United States and Israel. And now you're saying that they are very upset with what we're doing, by tacitly supporting Israel. So their answer then to try to, instruct us on that is to kill 3 service members in Jordan? Is to, make it
Yeah,
make sense that what they're gonna do is not, like, provide more arms in and around and frustrate, like, the actual borders of, like, Israel or, Gaza. What they're gonna do is they're going to, drop a drone strike and, look to find collateral damage with, like, US soldiers. To what end? Like, what is that supposed to like, what atmosphere is positive atmosphere is that supposed to create for Iran right now?
like, the thing is
I
yeah,
don't.
right, I don't like, it doesn't make any sense, and, like, the thing is, like, it's what like, the United States constantly like, they admit it, they know that this is how it works of and, like,
Mhm.
very was of, like, with the United States and their weapons. Once the sale's done, people get to do whatever the fuck they want with them.
Yeah.
And that's it's and like like
I mean, well,
they
and
admit
this
it,
is
and the thing is too where it's like it
Mhm.
all like for like the United States just cannot keep up the facade that none of these things are connected,
Right.
right? You've got Israel and Gaza, but Jordan, and anybody in Jordan that's just separate. Like they just hate Jews, okay? That's
Yeah, yeah.
their fucking issue. And then you got Iran, they're evil, and they just hate Jews too. And then the Houthis, ah, anti-Semitics, and it's just
Right.
like, but none of this is connected. It's just all of them are separately,
Hmm.
pissed off and angry at a separate thing. Iran also just hates our freedom.
Yeah.
They hate our freedom. And
We're too
so,
free.
you
People are
know,
always saying it, yeah.
they're backing the anti-freedom brigades that they arm across the
Yeah.
world, and it's like it's so and honestly, it is it just makes it more clear that the United States government, the Joe Biden administration, is complicit in genocide.
Yeah,
From
sure.
cutting the UNRWA funding, the complete, continuing to support Israel,
Mhm.
in the face of the ICJ ruling, and then just kind
Let's
of just continuing lumbering on as the escalation increases.
Yeah, let's hop over to the UN RWA funding actually, and we'll tie in and talk about what Israel's been up to the past couple days as well. But again, what a stunning like show that we can absolutely at any point like cut funding if we have even the vaguest suspicion of wrongdoing, just not for our allies, I guess.
Yeah, just not
Like
for
if it's
Israel.
listen, if it's a division of the UN that is supposed to help aid people in need of food, water, supplies, shelter, we can cut that spigot off immediately. You
Also,
know?
which this is something that the United States government, I think, has been very consistent on,
Uh huh.
okay? Once you find it's like they never get it wrong, all right?
Yeah.
Okay? The saying a few bad apples
That's right.
spoils the bunch. Okay,
Yeah.
that's why we've defunded the Minneapolis police.
That's right.
We've
Half of
defunded
the
the LA
police
County
departments
Sheriff.
around the US. Yeah.
All been defunded because they
Yeah.
found a few bad apples, right?
Right. That's right.
This is the world that I live in.
Yeah.
Uh,
Pretty
so
cool.
hey, UNRWA, sorry, this is just the world that this is very strict on the rules.
Yeah.
And
That's
a
right.
few bad apples spoils the bunch. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So you gotta get rid of it all. You gotta throw it all out.
Yeah, again, it's I don't know, it's so cynical. I heard Norman Finkelstein talking about it the other day, and he's like, how could you not expect, like, this is, again, they employ tens of thousands of people in the area because of the low employment in that area as a result of the IDF not allowing these people to have anything, no real material possessions, no actual employment. So, the UNRWA is one of these organizations they can actually find work with, and you expect all of these people to be like ideologically like neutral.
Yeah.
You expect that all, like every single person that might be seeking employment might not also want to fight against their oppressor. Like
And
it's
it's like it is something that is like really I mean it's just genocidal. You know, like
yeah,
like that's just it. Like cutting off aid to like UNRWA is like it is just aiding in the genocide.
yeah,
Especially it's like all the reports, the brink of famine, no health, like the healthcare system completely shattered by
yeah.
tank shells and fucking drone strikes.
Mm.
Like there's just no way. And they're just like, well, what about the other aid organizations? Oh, you mean the other aid organizations that got like a collective like 100 people working for them?
Yeah,
There's just no
like
way.
this
And then
is this is it.
yeah, and then you got clips of Israeli officials just being completely honest in
Hmm.
on camera saying we need to destroy UNRWA so that we can get rid of all these Palestinians. You know, it's like
Yeah,
that, and they're being
of course, yes.
within the like, and that's where from the ICJ they said you got 30 days to tell the world how you are, or at least tell the IC report to the ICJ on how you're making sure there's no genocide,
Hmm.
making sure that the Palestinians are getting the necessary aid. And yeah, then the story comes out to of these 12 workers. I
Right.
think like two are missing,
Yeah.
one's dead.
Like this is
Like
retaliation.
yeah, like
Like clear, like cut and dry. This is just like, oh, you took us to court. That's adorable. So here's this thing we've been wanting to do to you for a while
yeah,
to further brutalize you and your people.
yeah.
Um, you
And
know,
the fact
eh,
that the United States, UK, Australia, like, those are three major ones.
mhm,
But I think that like one of the and like the very insidious thing, especially on those nations, right, is today, the State Department was like, they were getting asked about it, and they were asked, "What does UNRWA have to do in order to get the money back?" Right?
yeah,
And they said, "Oh, well, got to make sure to hold these people accountable, make sure this could never happen again." Well, you
nice.
can't make sure shit never happens again,
No,
one, but also UNRWA is not a policing agency. They
mhm,
fired these people. They
yeah,
literally can't do anything else. You're like that because like, and that's where UNRWA has a policy of like zero tolerance. If like, and like, it's
sure,
what's like really messed up is it's like if they get something, they're just like, sorry, but we can't, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Cut it off,
that's
and they're,
it.
like then
Because
they
their
can't at that
precarity in that part of the world, absolutely.
exactly. At that point, you can't make any excuses. The people you're mad at, they're gone. We're gonna give, and like they can't do anything to hold those people accountable
Yeah.
other than fire them. I mean, the ones that are still alive, if they are alive, like who the hell knows?
Did you see the propaganda that the Wall Street Journal allowed through as well yesterday, where it purported that up to I think 10% of
Oh,
UNRWA is
yeah.
written by a former IDF soldier, no less.
Well,
Like,
I
oh,
had heard
who provided you with this speculative information that hasn't been verified? Again, Oh, well, I just kind of know, why?
Yeah.
I used to work there. Oh, in what capacity? Well, oh, okay,
Listen,
interesting.
listen. While they were ripping the fingernails out of somebody that was in,
Yeah.
uh,
And
it
that's
was
it.
in,
Like
I would say,
any of this speculation has all been received from people that they've brutally tortured,
yeah,
you
no,
know?
it was, what they call,
Enhanced
willing,
interrogation.
willing,
Uh-huh.
willing, willing torture. Okay,
Yeah,
they're
yeah, yeah.
willing. They're they're willing to be there. They
Forthcoming
asked.
in adversity. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, so for one, they asked for it.
Yeah.
Two, but yeah, no, it's like they're torturing people. They say, "Oh, Muhammad did it," and then they're like, "Well, it looks like all the people named Muhammad who work for UNRWA are part of Hamas," and like
Yeah.
that's then like, and I don't know that I've been more disappointed in society
Yeah.
than I am right now because of just and the hospital thing,
Yeah.
right?
Well, I mean, when you talk about being disappointed in society, man, I like you have people a couple of months ago, again, that railed against this idea that Hamas would fire rockets at a hospital, that they would willingly try to harm these people. And then just yesterday, you have Israeli military going in plain clothes and executing people in the West Bank. This has nothing to do with Gaza. This is in the West Bank, where there is no Hamas, allegedly. Like should not be. They don't have authority there. They don't exist there. And the IDF just goes in and just straight up murders these people. You see, there's video. There's obviously people in that hospital terrorized. And this is just, well, they had information that they were militants. Oh, that's interesting. They couldn't be tried or convicted or anything. That was instant death, you say.
You
Again,
couldn't
in the
wait
West Bank.
until, because the thing is, if you know
Hmm.
that somebody's in a hospital room,
Yeah.
you can send a goon squad in to murder him.
Right.
Like you couldn't. I don't wait till he is gone.
Right, you couldn't
Like what?
monitor
Like
them. You couldn't
why
wait a little
kill
while
him
and
there?
see.
Like that's
Yeah.
the other thing too. Is like why not grab like because there's like the only explanation for this is the show of force, right?
Yeah.
It is it could be anywhere,
Yes.
and
Again, it
literally
is
it
it
could
is
be anyone.
specifically to terrorize
They
Palestinians and
were dressed
say,
up as
"This could happen."
nurses,
Think about it.
doctors, they
Yeah.
were dressed up as Muslim women, full
Mhm.
like they just want to inject more fear into the Palestinian people
The
because
thing
none
that
of
I
that makes
saw in
sense.
the videos, I think the most, like, depressing thing was one of the plainclothes, soldiers was carrying, like, a little, like, bassinet, that ostensibly they had weapons in. And it's like, how disgusting of you, to feign this idea of literally carrying around a child, just so you can, carry around weapons to then,
And
like, murder more people with.
so many times you hear these like IDF spokespeople talking about how sinister Hamas terrorists
Yeah.
hiding as civilians.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, that was the discussion, when they had to go into the heart of Hamas, go into the hospital, lay siege to it multi-day. Is These are Hamas dressing up as doctors. They're pretending.
Yeah.
And then to carry out this same, obviously it's projection, but to carry out this same enterprise that you accuse others of is, I don't know, again, deeply cynical, deeply evil, you know.
Yeah. And like uh I don't know. I don't know. I feel like it's really tough
Yeah,
like it's like I keep wondering like what can I do? What can I do? What can anybody do to stop this?
yeah,
Um whether it's put pressure and advocate, inform people on what, like, who knows,
Or on the other side of things, we can endorse Biden with no strings attached. Did you think about that, Marcus? That's exciting.
change it
Like,
from the inside.
yeah, we change it from the inside. That's right. The thing
Which
is,
has anybody
he's
and
better than Trump in a couple of ways, and that's enough for me to just hop behind him and make sure that he's cool, you know?
genociding with Biden.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, let's talk about the UAW, and we can talk about the AOC, interviews and everything as well.
Yeah.
I yelled about this today, not about the UAW, about the AOC stuff, but I think there are a lot of people that misunderstand what like left politic is. A lot of progressives that are just like, listen, guys, this is as progressive as we're gonna get right now. Is AOC and Bernie Sanders, and if people want too much out of them, then the whole project is ruined. And okay, so the project is bad then. I don't
Yeah.
know. Like I don't know
I
what to
guess
tell you,
so.
man. Like
Yeah.
what we're currently watching is like 30,000 plus people are indiscriminately murdered, on a world stage. Like, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like you can tell me all you want, and you can talk about how we're gonna suffer domestically, but like realistically, I I honestly don't know what to tell you. Like when we just sit by and let like the oppressed like get murdered in other parts of the world. Well, not only do we sit by, we actively allow it to happen and fund it.
Yeah.
Like, and you're saying we can't do anything about that? We can't even ask. We can't even ask for concessions out of progressives to be a little more vocal about it?
Yeah.
Well,
And
then
this
this
is what
project
yeah.
is useless.
I feel differently about like AOC, other
Yeah.
electeds than I do
Yeah.
about the UAW.
Sure, sure.
Um, so I guess yeah, with the electeds, with
Mhm.
someone like AOC and everything like that. I think her calculus is she's got to play a certain amount of niceties with the dinosaurs in order to
Sure,
keep
sure. And I
some type of relevancy or whatever.
yep,
And like the thing is too is like you look at Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib and like the treatment that they get, and
yeah.
I just think AOC's done the calculus of like she doesn't want that fucking smoke,
Mhm.
and maybe she can push some things, just being a little bit closer. Um, More of like a Pramila Jayapal type approach, right? Because
Yeah,
like I
yeah, yeah.
see AOC ending up kind of like more in that type of lane.
Oh, sure,
Um,
yeah. I agree
but
with you. I think that's absolutely the politics she's trying to work.
yeah, that's in like the thing is where, and this is something that I kind of talked about before, is that what she should be doing
Mhm.
is attacking Netanyahu, right? If you
Yeah,
want to
yeah.
actually drive this home, because that's the thing that really is like insane is that when Trump was in office, people understood that Bibi Netanyahu was bad,
Yes,
right? When
absolutely.
there was a protest over the, legal shit, people said, "Oh, he's just a, Israeli Trump, Israeli Trump, Israeli
Mhm,
Trump,"
mhm.
right? Like that has to be brought back. The
Absolutely.
for these completely brain dead libs that can't see like reality for anything. If you can just show them Israeli Trump, right? If that's all you can do, right? And
Right.
then have them say, well, why is Biden helping Israeli Trump, right?
Yes.
Have them fill in the gap of why is the president, like, why is he helping Israeli Trump?
Because you saw some of that, like, at least a couple of months ago, is people being like, "Well, Bibi Netanyahu is the problem." It's like, "Well, you're getting closer. All right."
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. And
yeah,
like
yeah.
the thing is, and like really too, is like hopefully just in order to get a like the to actually get to a ceasefire.
Mhm.
Who the hell knows who comes after BB and
Yeah.
what?
So someone, if it's Benny Gantz or something, someone just as shrewd, you
Yeah.
know?
Um. But no, I think yeah, with AOC and like that's the thing is like I get it. I don't agree with it.
Yeah. No,
What
I
I'm saying, I
mean,
don't agree with it.
again,
I
yeah,
understand the political calculus that she's playing, and
right.
I think she's playing it badly. I think you don't have to go hard on Biden in order to drive home a message that what he's doing is absolutely wrong.
Yes.
And for the West Wingers, you know, and like people like not like people in the West Wing, but the people who are like about all that West Wing dramatization of whatever. You give them like make sure you paint who the villain is. You
Mhm.
know, if you can't paint our villain because Biden's on their team, paint the other villain. You know,
Yeah.
make Bibi Netanyahu so toxic that they start asking, "Why are you actually helping this guy?"
Yeah,
You know, and
that's it. I mean, that like, again, I think my main point with AOC is just we should be able to criticize, like, power, and I think
yeah,
if I hope that if enough people that, have supported her, believed in her in the past, continue to bring those things up to her, then maybe she's like, "Okay, well, what is my calculus here, and how should maybe it should change to start working to criticizing Benjamin Netanyahu, to not just saying, "Hey, listen, yeah, you're right. We all don't agree with like a lot of people are using the word
yeah,
genocide. I'm not, but I've heard it a lot, and you
yeah,
move that to, and these are questions that people should start asking Benjamin Netanyahu as someone that is in the same boat as Trump, that guy you don't want to see elected in the fall.
yeah,
Like I see no point in reserving like creating these concessions within our own left leaning movement to just be like, well, hey, listen, better not to push AOC now to do anything rash. Like, no, there's somebody's got to.
yeah.
I would hope the
That's
progressive wing is going to like
really
find an end to start working this out, to start working towards a ceasefire, in whatever way that manifests.
I mean, hell, if you're in the US House of Representatives, it doesn't take much to completely tank everything, right?
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. We've seen that already with the Republicans over the past couple of
You
months.
know,
Yeah.
you know, and just hold a political gun to someone's head. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like this, if you're gonna do the wow, this seems like a very out of character political act, like genocide, ongoing genocide. That's the time, right? That's the
Yeah.
time.
That's it. That's it. That's what I would if you're saving political capital for anything, it's I
Right
don't know,
now.
it's probably that. I think it
Uh,
should be that.
you know, and this way, I guess for the UAW, like where I do see, like a different calculus with Sean Fain
Yeah.
and him making the endorsement is with that this is a membership organization,
Yes.
and if his numbers are correct, right? I have got no way to check,
Mhm.
but uh he put out that 78% of the UAW are supporting Biden,
Yeah. Sure, that makes sense. Again, like,
and
he's not gonna turn against,
yeah,
his g
like
like,
how and
again,
yeah, I guess
I understand Sean Fain. I don't have to agree with it, and I definitely don't like the fact that the UAW is, endorsing Biden with no concessions, but at the same time, they're not gonna endorse Trump, and I don't think like, the best that he could have done is probably, like, withhold the, endorsement or something like that, but again, like, I guess if you're Sean Fain, what you're trying to do is, 1, abide by your membership and keep them happy because the real fight for you is for 4 years from now, right?
yeah. No,
Like,
I agree.
you've got plans for a much bigger worker action, and again, like, I'm not in his position. If I was, I honestly, I don't know. I don't know the work there because I find it still very detestable, how Biden has been complicit in this, but if his plan is to have some, widespread, like, nationwide worker action with the hopes of raising class consciousness and therefore transforming this, nation so that these things don't happen as often. I don't know what his plan is, but
Yeah, like I have no idea either, and
yeah.
that's like the thing that's like I try and see things just as like as the data point, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like this is a moment where we should take in and have an understanding of like this is where our society is. You know what I'm saying? Like when we if you say, hey, like the United States is a systemically racist, a systemically misogynist, anti-LGBTQ, like it means something. It
Yeah.
means something, and sometimes you see it very in detailed reflected back to you
Yeah.
what this country actually is, and it's a punch in the gut, but I don't know, right? It's like that's where I focus on seeing as like, okay, this is where we're at,
Yeah.
where the UAW, and like I do want to recognize like the arc of like the UAW over the past few years, having a more democratic way, vote for their presidency, getting a
Mhm.
more militant president, Sean Fain, having their having their strike, operating their strike in
Yeah.
a new and different way in order to really maximize the pressure,
Yeah.
winning a new contract, and going for the push of the other non-unionized plants, announcing potential for a general strike in 2028.
Yeah.
um you know yeah, like you said, what I'm saying, like I think Sean Fain, like the writing's on the wall. There's no, between the membership vote or the membership support for Biden,
Mhm.
and just as it pertains to UAW specifically, like Biden did walk on the picket line for their strike. And then in comparison to Trump, like how long do you hold out? I
Yeah.
don't know.
Right.
And especially
Well,
for
and
an
yeah,
issue where it
they've made
seems,
it very clear they would like a ceasefire.
yeah, and for Biden too, like this seems like, yeah, he is a Zionist. He is a like dyed in the wool Zionist. That he believes this shit. This is not one of
Yeah.
those whimsical. This is not a student loan debt thing with
Yeah.
whatever made it across his desk, he'd sign it, right?
Yeah.
Is it like
No,
this is
this is a
something?
long held, like,
Yeah.
journey and project for him, yeah.
And yeah, if you're Sean Fain, and like that's where I like, especially is like if you're Sean Fain, UAW, you know, that calculus I think is different than AOC, and especially if AOC, like AOC going on these, talk shows and stuff like that. Like, I once again, it's like I get the calculus, but it's like with that calculus, you're doing it badly.
Yeah,
You're still doing it badly.
for sure.
You're not focusing because like, oh, well, genocide, like
Yeah.
the ICJ doesn't do this often.
Again, I just yeah, like,
Start hemming and
that's kinda
hawing.
your chip, honestly, like, there is a point in time where you have to set yourself, and not just yourself, but the idea of progressive movement kind of apart from the Dems. I know it feels comfortable to form ranks right now. Trump is, on the rise. He's polling much better than he was in 2020 against Biden, whereas Biden, barely squeaked by with 3 million votes.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, it's uh, it's concerning. I'm sure, for anyone within like the party apparatus right now, but this can't just be, and I guess you have to think that if you're a progressive within the party, or at least you hope these people do, is there has to be a time for change, and it can't just be always at the tip of the sword with Dems that just like, well, it's this way, or all progress is lost, because progress is being lost right now. Again, like their entire families
Well, it's-
that are gone in Palestine right now.
yeah.
There is wealth of like untold wealth of knowledge that is just being like destroyed by like IDF bombs. Like
And this is where like the thing that's like really disgusting is that there's like this like there's this lie as
yeah,
if something good is happening domestically,
yeah,
you know? And like, because it's just like, well, what about the LGBTQ community? Like, okay, for the past 3 years, like these Republican states have been brutalizing
yes,
the queer
absolutely.
community, abortion rights. And hey, can you help me out? Which president did abortion rights get
Right.
taken? What?
Again, yeah,
When?
it's just again,
Like,
it feels so cynical to me to just be like, well, Trump would just what? Again, is he going to overturn like states' rights in these blue states? No. Like there is going to be a status quo for the LGBTQ community in these red states already. All right, it already exists.
And that's where, yeah, there's
Like,
just so many things, and it's not like, yeah, like Trump's worse. Got it. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
It's like,
Roger, I understand.
politically, this is a impossible sell
Yeah,
for those constituencies that came out because of student loan debt, because like the DACA and immigration,
correct. I
was
mean, that's
they were
again, I'm not
huge for fucking Biden.
right.
Like
I'm not
that's where
asking them to
yeah,
convince me. I'm asking them to convince undecided voters. I'm asking them to convince the people that did not come out in 2016 because of voter depression. Like, sell me on this.
yeah,
I'm looking at Trump polling like a +4, +5 in Michigan right now. Like,
and
that
that's
shouldn't happen when they have a Democratic trifecta, man. Like,
yeah, because and that, like this,
Whitmer is polling double digits above Biden in potential polls.
which
Like,
is Biden, and this is where Biden is his approval rating is is lower than Trump's was at the end of
yeah,
his like,
that ain't good, man.
because it's like you started with a coalition,
Yeah,
and that's where too is like he absolutely betrayed any progressive part of that coalition.
absolutely. Yeah.
There's I don't like there's not one thing that was delivered on.
Mhm.
Um and and that's where at this point it is a
Also, wait, hey,
toss up.
Buster, you watch your tongue. Federal employees got $15 minimum wage. Think about that.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
hey, well,
yeah.
listen,
That's a large subset
I'm
of folks that often get minimum wage in federal positions.
I'm gonna crawl on my hands and knees to the White House
Yeah,
and ask for
yeah,
forgiveness.
yeah. Thank
Please,
you.
sir. But no, yeah, and like, well, hey, 13 people got 10K student loan debt.
Yeah.
Um, but no, there's a lot of big promises that did not come through at all.
Mhm.
And there wasn't even really a semblance of a fight. Like Mansion and Cinema largely just, ran roughshod over them during any type of negotiations for, like some of those early bills.
Yeah.
And then ever since
Parliamentarian Times Person of the Year for 2021, you know?
yeah. And then ever since the Republicans got the House, it's just
Yeah,
been, the fucking clown show.
yeah.
And so, like, yeah, and then in order to what, get some type of bill passed, you say, I'm gonna shut down the border.
Mhm.
And, all the Democrats are still gonna clap like seals. Like
Yeah,
it's not inspiring, and it also seems like just political dipshittery. Like it
yeah.
doesn't none of this seems smart, and even like in a way of like this could be personally advantageous for Joe Biden.
Mhm.
He's making political moves that are hurting him. It's obvious. His approval ratings have been tanking for the past 3 months.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
just all going
Something to think
down.
about.
Yeah, like dog.
I
Well, like
know. We're gonna
just
talk
do it.
about it in a couple months, just continue to revisit. There's something to think about. What's the plan? I want to know what the calculus is right now on Biden's side for trying to bring this up because right now, I don't know.
And I mean,
You know that one of your most important voting blocks is young people. They came out in record numbers for you in 2020. What are you
and
giving
I
them?
honestly, and this is where he's just hoping the Nikki Haley voters are Biden voters. Like
Yeah, I
that's their
mean,
calculus. Like
you
that's
have to.
yeah. Like that's the only thing that they could possibly be doing, because like
Yeah,
especially with this immigration stuff, it just seems like they're giving up such a big middle finger, and for nothing,
yeah.
right? Just to get Biden on video saying, "I want to close down the border," and then nothing's gonna happen.
So
It's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah. Well, listen, one more thing, and it's actually interesting. It looks like you're on location today.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
there was this well, I don't want to get into the country, but basically
yeah,
I've been trying to, get a little some money coming in.
yeah, okay,
So
all
I
right,
was, perusing, getting my resume out there,
okay,
and someone hit me up. They're like, just hang outside of this lady's house.
okay, all right.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's
That's
kind of weird. It looks
listen.
like someone broke in here not too long ago. But either
Anything, yeah,
way,
anything for a paycheck, brother. I
yeah,
get it.
yeah, get a few bucks from the headquarters in
Ooh.
that's like
Mr. Mao? Yeah? Okay.
yeah. So your girl.
Yeah, it's man, it's so wild. Like I wouldn't know who put Nancy like it wasn't anybody at the DNC. Like this was somebody from her team that said, "You know what? Nancy Pelosi hasn't done interviews for a little while.
Let's get her out there.
Get it, yeah, get her out there." I know Biden wasn't just like, "Yeah, what's the old gal doing these days?" You
No,
know?
hey, the campaign trail's hotting up. Let's get Pelosi out there, fucking calling
Just have
people paid Putin shills and everything.
Yeah, just saying that there's there's paid actors throughout like within these very real protests that, news channels don't want to cover anyways.
I mean, honestly,
Um
too, and like literally, like we were at this protest,
yeah,
right? Like 3 weeks ago now.
yeah,
Um, and like the other ones, it's like if if Putin was paying this many people to get
yeah.
out in the cold like this, he could win president here. You know
It's
what I'm saying?
like again,
Like
like
it's
the
absurd.
overstated ideas of, how like influential these, rogue states that we, disagree with would have in our elections or in our daily life even, Like if you go so far as what conservatives believe, like the Chinese people are shaping the Chinese government itself is shaping the very things that children learn in schools, Like,
Which it's like, and that's like one of those go to because they use the same thing for Gaza and
yeah,
like UNRWA, like they literally tie to. They're
yeah,
like, oh, they teach kids that they get to take over Israel. And like, no, they teach kids that they're refugees and eventually they should be able to go home. That's what
yeah,
they teach kids.
yeah.
And it's like with this whole
Listen, I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying, Marcus, but also, and this is just some food for thought, okay? This gentleman, let me see if I can find this for you real quick. This gentleman posted this just today.
oh,
An Israeli soldier just gave me this. He found it in Gaza in a random house. Think about that, pal. Huh?
oh,
That's
wow.
right. That's
Oh, wow. Oh my God.
That's what they want to do to the Eiffel Tower, Marcus. Still
Wow.
think it's funny, huh?
So wait, an Israeli soldier where gave this to him?
I don't know. He
Is
found
he in France?
an Israeli soldier that I don't know wherever he's kicking it at right now. I
Going
don't
out
know.
for a baguette?
And just an Israeli soldier in like Brooklyn just walked up to him and was like, "Hey man, found this in
Check
Gaza. It's
this out.
crazy."
Hey, well, let me tell you about this one cool picture that Bibi Netanyahu was carrying in the UN.
God, man, yeah.
Fuck.
You don't realize, like, you think it's just all fun and games over there, but crazy propaganda these kids are
Oh,
learning.
yeah. Which honestly, I think that's an upgrade for the Eiffel Tower. Make it
Ah,
more of a
yeah, true, true.
useful fucking structure. Just going up and down. Like, what's the point? At least put some
Yeah.
cell phone, towers at top. Like useful. Make it,
Yes,
do something. But
absolutely. I
let's
don't
hope.
disagree.
Yeah. But either way, I mean, that's
Yeah.
what back to Pelosi and this whole like. I mean, I feel like it very much just ties into this. Like, what is the Democratic Party actually doing?
Yeah. What is their
What are you
plan?
thinking?
When 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 Nancy Pelosi is yelling at people protesting outside of her house saying, "I know where you're from, the Chinese headquarters." It's like, what are we doing, man?
And that's where like I think it was a CNN interview, and she's saying, I'm sure some of them are sincere, but other of them are paid by Putin, and we're
Yeah.
gonna get the FBI on
Doing
it. And it's
just
just
what he wants, yeah.
lady, and that's the thing. It's like, no, that's what he wants,
Yeah,
right?
that's it.
That's what he wants. Because, like, if I'm actually Putin and you've got the former Speaker of the House going on national television saying, I've got so much influence, I could put
Right.
protesters outside of your damn house.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead, believe that.
That's right.
Believe
That's
I am so
crazy.
powerful, right?
That's so much propaganda for, like,
I would
yeah, that's
like if
crazy,
I'm
man.
Putin, I'm playing that clip. Hey, did you see this?
Yeah.
Did you see
Look what
this?
I'm doing
Check
over
out
there,
tough I
huh?
am, baby. Because it's so crazy. It's insane to say that shit. So yeah. I like retire, lady.
Yeah.
Like honestly, don't Feinstein yourself, right? Is your family that annoying? Or like what's the deal?
Right. Do you
Like
not love your grandchildren? Like, get in
retire.
there, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't Feinstein yourself, okay? Like live elsewhere for the few days you've got left. Come
Find
on.
some things to do.
Just to
There's
be clear,
gotta be
YouTube, I
like
said few
some.
days be in the longer sense of
Yeah, yeah, of
the
course.
end of
Like
life, few
life
days.
is
Yes.
is fleeting, and yeah, of
God
course.
damn it. If
Yeah.
she ends up dead in the next few days, I'm done for. Listen
Marcus,
here, you
I'll
old
miss you
bird.
most of all. Yeah, this
You
thing is
better
just getting off the
survive till
ground.
2025,
Yeah.
Pelosi. Like, don't fuck this up for me.
Pelosi will cough in 7 days is what you're saying.
Like,
Okay.
no! Yeah. Are we there like pumping your heart? Don't
Yeah.
do this to me!
Don't you do this to me. Wake up. You've got swim aerobics in
Yeah.
20 minutes. Get up.
It's the last thing she can just say is Putin puppet and point to me with her dead hand. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it was nice
Yeah, I don't
playing.
know, man. It is just a wild occurrence that, again, like this is like 10 years ago, like maybe 8 years ago, like liberals would have looked at like this occur like Nancy Pelosi like yelling at people, you're from China. Like this would have been they would have made fun of conservatives doing that.
Yeah.
And now it's like, well, I mean, maybe she's right.
Well, and I mean, this is like it is the inevitable end of a two-party structure
Yeah.
that just dines on blood and propaganda.
Mhm.
This we've because and like I'm gonna say words that people say about like the left, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no, you've got these two positions within like the like neoliberal ideology. You got just within neoliberalism, you've got the more liberal and more conservative wings
Yes.
that are now so like vehemently opposed to one another. You know, yeah, like you've got this old bag yelling about Putin's puppet outside of her house, and the thing is, it's like that, like trying to jump through hoops to explain why people are trying to stop a genocide,
Mhm.
as some attack on your candidate. It's like you y'all have lost it. Chanting 4 more years
Yeah.
when
Yeah,
people
man.
are trying to stop a genocide. Y'all have lost it. You've
Yeah.
lost it.
Really lost the thread, yeah.
Like,
Uh,
and that's where too is like I mean, I don't know, like just sit there quietly and wait for what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like, because it's just like it's when they get to the point where they're like, don't even shame me,
Yeah.
right? That's
Yeah.
where it's
How
like
dare
somebody,
you?
yeah,
I
how
am
dare
doing the
you
right
shame
thing.
me? Yeah,
Yeah. Everybody thinks they're doing the right thing, man. I don't know.
it's wild. It's
My
wild.
right thing just involves no more dead kids every day. So
Yeah, yeah,
that's all I got,
yeah. You know, the child tax credit.
Yeah.
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 And
That's
then what
it,
if all kids were able to eat food,
But if that was ending anyways, it's not fair to blame that on Biden, guys. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, because the deal you made with Manchin, you set it up to end. Like that's the thing. It's like, yeah, it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
God,
It's amazing. He had to do that. He had to make deals with this guy that was eventually going to leave the Democratic Party, man. I don't understand.
and then right, both Manchin and Cinema just turn around, stab him right in the back.
Yeah. How could this have happened?
Like, why?
Yeah.
Like,
It's
do
wild.
you all learn your lesson or no?
No. Never.
Well, let's just hope for a strong Republican Party to come back, as Nancy would pray for.
Yeah. What do you got? Final thoughts?
Huh. This country is busted.
Okay.
Is
Alright.
is all I got.
Okay. Alright.
I guess, yeah, and I don't know. My only hope is maybe
Mhm.
they turn it around and they oust 2 speakers in 1 Congress.
That'd be crazy. Love to see it. It'd be very funny.
That's all I'm looking forward to. What about
Yeah.
you?
I think Fetterman's wife left him.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
we didn't even talk about the
It's fine. Well, we'll get to it next week when
Woo!
we find out that it happened. Yeah,
We
I think she left him. I don't know.
we're gonna have a whole special, patrons only episode on
Yeah.
divorce guy energy,
Yeah.
and I
I
mean,
just say he's got more divorce energy now than ever. I just feel it in my bones, you know?
yeah, he's like in like the big Iron Man suit of
Yeah.
divorced dads. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like it's the giant nuclear powered one,
Yeah.
and just
Yeah, the one that Jeff Bridges runs. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. The
wow,
Ironmonger suit. Yeah, it's good.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Hey,
Well, thanks everybody for listening. It's it's 2 episodes now. You all get more every week. I think we'll start putting them out in middle of the week, like we did last week. I think that's gives people plenty of time to grab them, consume them. I'll
grab him
just
up.
keep going with it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Um, and yeah, and hopefully, I'll be back home from the new gig
Yeah.
out here in
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Hey, listen. Yeah. I hope the weather's out there is nice though.
It is nice.
Nice. Good. Well, yeah. This will be on YouTube, Apple, Google, Spotify, Pocket Cast, all the things you can listen to.
Ring the bell.
Yeah.
Like it,
Yeah. Also,
subscribe,
yeah, like and subscribe to the thing.
comment.
Almost at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm
Hey,
told we get 3 to 4 cents worth of advertising if we do that. That's not bad. In a
listen.
couple of months, Marcus and I are going to go out and get a fancy dinner.
Yeah, like 2 hot dogs.
Yeah, at Costco, no less.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
it's the only place safe from Bidenflation.
That's right. That's right. No, not true. IKEA as well. IKEA, 75 cents a hot dog.
Get out
I
of
saw it over the
here.
weekend. Crazy to
Oh,
me.
wow. Wow.
65 cents if you go vegan. So the veggie dogs are 65 cents. Think about that.
Well, you pay for your loss of freedom, so
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's Swedish. All right. Good stuff. We'll see y'all next week.
peace.